Welcome to a new video, and this is a special video because first of all it is from a new location. Yes, I'm in the middle of moving right now and at the new house right now, so this is why sound is probably a little bit weird and it looks maybe not so optimal like in the old videos. Nevertheless, I want to review the Vivo X100 Pro after more than a month of daily driving it and give you my conclusion and ranking of the Vivo X100 Pro. So let's get started. Okay, let's first start with the positive things about the Vivo X100 Pro, then the negatives, and then I give you a detailed ranking list with my ranking score. I'm not sure if you see it right now, it looks like the world is ending there. In the background, raining and a thunderstorm passing by. Nevertheless, I want to talk about the positive things, like for example spam calls. Lately I get a lot of spam calls and I'm very lucky that the Vivo X100 Pro has something to protect me against those spam calls. So what I can do is simply block the caller and then it will stop ringing on the phone, on my watch, or anything else that started to ring when usually someone calls me. So this is a very, very useful feature that I really like, and it's very convenient. Talking about something convenient, the file manager on the Vivo X100 Pro is pretty amazing because this one, just like with the Xiaomi example, if you saw my Xiaomi review, is that I usually copy via an external hard drive my files from my phone to the external hard drive, and I choose all my pictures first, put them into a picture folder, and then choose my videos, put them into a video folder. Usually what I have to do is on other devices I have to navigate the whole folder structure where my pictures should go and my videos should go. Here on the Vivo X100 Pro, it not only remembers in the file manager the last copied location, but the last 5 copied locations, so I can easily switch to the right folder and copy my data. The next positive feature that I like very much on the Vivo X100 Pro is the gallery application. The gallery application allows me to edit photos very extensively with lots and lots of options there that I can use to edit my photos. I can just cut out people, I can remove objects with AI, I can put AI here on the phone itself. I don't need to rely on the internet or some external service for it. I have very extensive capabilities, and probably I should do another video just on the gallery photo editing capabilities on the Vivo X100 Pro because it's so awesome. Another cool feature on the Vivo X100 Pro are the shortcuts. So I have the possibility to double tap the volume down button to open up the camera, but I can also press and hold the volume down button to turn on the flashlight. Sometimes it's useful to find something, especially if you don't have lights in your new house. With all the videos that I'm recording on my Vivo X100 Pro or other devices, I have to get to load them onto a notebook or a tablet or something like this, and I'm not always relying on an external SSD. Sometimes I just want to copy them over directly, and Vivo offers a very cool file sharing option for this that works with pretty much every operating system that has a browser, because it is using a web browser. You need a Vivo account, however, but nevertheless it's a very cool feature because it allows you to just scan a QR code or go to a specific URL, and then you can see all your files from your Vivo X100 Pro and you can just copy them over or download them from within the web browser. Very nice feature. And then there are some other quality of life things like the operating system. How smooth is the operating system? Spoiler alert, it's very smooth. Vivo did a tremendous job with Origin OS that they have there on their Chinese version that I tested here. Vantage OS I think is a bit worse here in this regards, but Origin OS is one of the best Android skins that's out there in terms of fluidity and animations. It also has a good haptics. It's not good, however, like the Xiaomi 14. The Xiaomi 14, especially with all the little things that you do on your system, has way more haptic kind of feedback. Here it is a bit of subtle. The haptic motor the haptic engine is basically very good, but they don't use it so much for it. In regards to the system, however, I think they have a very unique kind of style, which I really like with Vivo here. However, not all applications are following this style. Vivo's native application applications are following this style very nicely, and you get this nice little quirks and animations that fit perfectly. But all the other applications, third-party applications, they don't really follow this style, and they feel a bit not really 100% integrated into the system that looks so unique here on the Vivo X100 Pro. A MediaTek 9300 gives a lot of power together with, the right amount of RAM that you have here, and the internal space that is also pretty good. But how's the battery life? And way too many stairs here in this new house. Battery life is pretty good, but it doesn't reach to the battery life that I expected from the Vivo X100 Pro when comparing with the Xiaomi 14. So we have an hour less maybe on screen on time here. So usually I get through the day, no issue, very conservative. After a day I have like 20% left, where the Xiaomi 14 still had 30% left, and I could get like to the second day eventually. But this is not possible here so much. You get to the middle of the day and then but we have charging. 120 watt charging is even faster than on the Xiaomi 14, because the Xiaomi 14 only offers 90 watt. Do you notice the difference? Barely. It's just like if you need fast charging very, very quickly because you have to run to an appointment and you notice that your device is like running out of power, then yes, you notice that it's a bit faster than the Xiaomi 14, for example, and it's pretty good. One of the fastest charging phones on the market. So heads up, Vivo is doing a very well job when it comes to charging. And now we come to the negative points about the Xiaomi, about the Vivo X100 Pro, and there are a few negative points. I'm outside right now because otherwise I might have issues running with the signal strength here. Not really, but I noticed that occasionally, especially even like when the towers are there in the background, but even when I'm on 5G, sometimes I have a little bit of overheating issues with this device, and it's barely keeping a connection. And it might be the network here in Germany or Europe not compatible with this Chinese device, but I didn't have these issues with other Chinese devices. But the good thing is, Vivo, just like hours before I release this video, I record this video, released an update that claims to fix those issues. And because the update track record of Vivo is tremendously good, I really believe that they pretty much fixed this issue right now. So I cannot hold this against them. But what I have to hold against them is the abysmal, a little bit, maybe not abysmal, but very mediocre kind of Bluetooth support, Bluetooth range support here. So I have my smartwatch, my Huawei Watch 3, that usually has good connections. They had good connection with the Xiaomi, has good connections with the Oppo Find X7 Ultra that I'm recording here with, but it has a little bit weaker connection with the Vivo X100 Pro, where I have several times, even in my tiny little other apartment there, connection losses, which is like, told me basically connection is gone for some reason. And I did not encounter this so much with Bluetooth headsets, but with some smart devices sometimes yes. So one of the negative points of the Vivo X100 Pro, Bluetooth connection and connectivity can be a bit wonky sometimes. And then there are those weird issues with the email application that I noticed. First of all, I cannot put the email into landscape mode, which is super weird because sometimes, they format the emails for desktop users and not for smartphone users. And so you have to literally put them into landscape mode to be able to read anything. But the Vivo X100 Pro's email application, default email application, doesn't allow me to put it into landscape mode, which is like super weird and strange. And I'm not sure why it's doing this, because I noticed the Oppo has the same issue. They don't allow the email application or the email to be viewed in landscape mode, which is a bit of a bummer here. And the other issue that I have with emails, by default, for some reason, the configuration is set like this, that if you want to write a new email, it doesn't search your contacts. So I was like super confused, because usually on other smartphones, other devices, other email applications, I just type in the first 3 letters of the contact that I have and it will give me the email address of this contact. Here it doesn't do it by default. I had to manually go into the email application and allow it access to my contacts. Otherwise it's not possible. And I think maybe I had to go even into settings to enable this. It's a bummer. Another productivity tool that I use very often on smartphones, just like the Vivo X100 Pro, is the calendar application. And it was a bit frustrating here, to be honest, with the Vivo X100 Pro, because it works completely different than any other calendar application. So first of all, the scrolling direction is something you have to get used to, because instead of swiping left or right to switch to the next or the previous month, you have to swipe down or up or down. And this is a bit of like weird, but what I noticed then, what really broke it for me, is no way to change appointments after you created them and to put them in which calendar. So for example, I created an appointment just quickly and then noticed later on, okay, it was not set to my Nextcloud calendar. Basically, it was set to the one stored in the phone, and I could go into this calendar appointment and could edit it, could write a new name, but I couldn't choose which calendar it should be saved onto. So this is also a weird thing. Every other calendar application that I know on Android allows you to change the calendar where it's saved to, so I can quickly change it. Here I had to literally remove this appointment and create a new appointment with the right calendar selected. And by the way, this is also a little bit of a pain to find the way where to set up your cloud calendar, like my Nextcloud calendar, for example, in the Vivo calendar app. So it's something that at least I noticed as a negative, because I never had any issues with other devices and their calendars. There's one other issue that I have with the Vivo X100 Pro, and I'm not sure if it's an isolated issue, but I wanted to mention it. And this is the problem with payment. For some reason, even if I installed Chrome and wanted to do a payment via PayPal, it was redirecting me to Klarna, which is another payment provider. And I tried it several times. It always happened. I even resetted the browser settings there. It always happened. Took another phone, also Chrome, same version of Chrome actually, same login data, and it worked perfectly fine. So something weird here, maybe a bug, I don't know. Anyway, at least I noticed that. Let's check out the ranking now. Of course, I forgot my laptop, which has the ranking system, so I have to rely on my notes that I did on Huawei MatePad paper, and I just sync them up with my Pura 70 Ultra here, so I can give you at least a bit of ranking. First of all, let's talk about the performance. Performance is pretty good. MediaTek 9300, lots of RAM there as well. RAM management is pretty good, like 4.7 points, CPU 4.5 points, multitasking 4.5 points, graphics performance 4.8 points. It's pretty good. So in total, this is 4.625 points there, if I'm calculated correctly. So this is pretty good. Battery life, like I said, it's a bit weaker than on the Xiaomi 14. Nevertheless, we have a good charging speed there, a little bit faster than the one on the Xiaomi 14. So we have 4.25 points there. And the display is pretty good. The display is very bright and very fast in the refresh rate, and the viewing angles are very fine, so we get 4.8 points there. Kind of nothing to complain. The colors are also punchy, nice OLED screen, very nice. I think it's the same rate as the Xiaomi 14. The build quality, however, is pretty good there. I like this build quality there, even a little bit better than the Xiaomi, because we have this vegan leather that already feels very good. You don't need a case. I just have a case because I'm a bit clumsy and throw those smartphones all the time on the ground. So, but otherwise you don't need this case, because like I said, yeah, Vivo, the Pura 70 Ultra also has this vegan leather. Works pretty nice and fine, no issues there with this. So build quality 4.5 points there. Software experience, also very good, especially when it comes to updates, because here Vivo is one of the best together with Oppo. Like you get in a month maybe 2 or 3 updates, even sometimes on trial version there, but it is very good. So it is very close to perfection there when it comes to updates, for sure. Bloatware is not so much, just like on Xiaomi, for example. Of course, there's some Chinese apps there, but you can easily remove them. There's no advertisements, and the apps don't nag so much, which is something that I really like. The UI is also very good. Maybe a little bit behind the Xiaomi there, the Xiaomi HyperOS still. Inconsistencies here and there. Sometimes there's an animation, sometimes there's no animation there. Something that they should fix with the next Origin OS version, I think. But in general, it's a very good 4.65 points there on software experience. Camera, you know the camera score, you will probably see it right now. I don't remember it from the top of my head, but it's, I think, on the second spot right now. maybe after the Pure 70 Ultra on the third spot, but still pretty good there. And the top 3 cameras in this department. Connectivity, like I said already, Bluetooth has some issues there. I only give it 4 out of 5 points there, so it is not like 5 out of 5 like Xiaomi was. Wi-Fi speed is a bit slower than the Xiaomi as well. And yeah, the connectivity, I just gave it cellular 4.8 out of 5 because I noticed this in 5G connectivity, it holds pretty much very good. Has this overheating issues a little bit there, but the new update claims to improve it, and so far the first test that I did here showed that it is really true, but I didn't do much of an extensive test. When I was doing the test like for a month, it was working fine, but sometimes occasionally had this overheating issues. And GPS 5 out of 5, no issues there at all with GPS connectivity. Storage is fast, is relatively big with 256 gigabytes, but you can, like, of course, have also a 512 gigabyte version, or I think they even sell a 1 terabyte version there. But I just stick to the 256, which is nice. There's no extendability in terms of storage there, which is a bit of a downer, but 4.05 points there, pretty good. Audio and haptics, speaker are pretty good, 4 out of 5. The headphone jack, if you do use a dongle or a digital or an analog one, USB-C dongle, no issues at all. Recording is way better than on the Xiaomi because you can also use the USB-C dongle here for recording audio, and you don't have any distortion, no issues there at all with some weird noise filters going on or something like this. So 4 out of 5, I heard already better, but it's pretty solid there. And haptics is also 4.6 out of 5, also pretty good. So we come to 4.15 points there for the Audio Plus haptics. And then security features, we get, what is it? I cannot read it. My own 3.875 points. We have no encryption chip, for example, which other devices have that help with encrypting stuff onto your device. The Oppo, for example, has such thing, the Honor has such thing, and some other devices have such thing. This is missing here. This is the only negative point that I see here. Otherwise, we have solid fingerprint reader, we have solid facial recognition, even though it's only 2D, and security patches are also relatively fast rolled out on the Vivo X100 Pro. So this leads us to a score that is higher than the Xiaomi 14 right now, not by much, but still the Vivo X100 Pro slightly beats the Xiaomi 14. What do you think? So this is now my conclusion. The Vivo X100 Pro is a pretty solid device. It's so far from my tests that I did with only 3 devices that I ranked the best one right now. Not because it's the best in everything. It has its positive things, it has its negative points. It is pretty solid as a device. It's pretty close to what the Xiaomi 14 offers, just a little bit of a bigger device for sure than the Xiaomi 14 that was a bit more handy, let's say it like this. And this one is a bit of a bigger device. It is still okay to use. Honestly, if I'm using this or I'm using the Xiaomi, I prefer a little bit the Xiaomi there. Might be the operating system and the smaller kind of screen there that help a little bit. But when it comes to cameras, I like the Vivo a little bit better there than the Xiaomi for sure. And when it comes to especially recording, audio recording or video recording, actually, when I want to record audio, way better with the Vivo X100 Pro, something where the Xiaomi just simply is lacking still if they don't fix their weird microphone bug. So in general, very solid device, the Vivo X100 Pro, and I'm pretty surprised that this Pro device is literally beating some Ultra devices in terms of not only camera but also performance and everyday usage here. So what do you think about the Vivo X100 Pro? Is it a good device? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for the very detailed kind of video about the Vivo X100 Pro. Until the next time, maybe then decorated and a little bit fuller here.